If you love black music, you gotta check out Q Points.
I'm Sir Daniel, and I'm a DJ.
I'm J Ray, a lover of black music history.
Join us as two music heads give you the lowdown on everything from the dopest MCs to hip hop and fashion.
Listen to Q Points on your favorite podcast platform and check out our website at qpoints.com.
That's QUEUE points.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a treat because we are about to catch up with a friend to the show. She is not only an artist, a producer, singer, songwriter, MC, all of the things, but now she is a world traveler.
Hey.
Friends of the Q Point show, please welcome back our good friend Key Turner. Key Turner, what's up?
Hey, what's up? So good to see you again. Thanks for having me once more on the show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. J-Ray and I were just reminiscing over how much has happened to Q Points in the past couple years. Like, we've been nominated for a couple awards. We're about to go to Baltimore to present at a huge podcasting festival.
Wow.
A lot of things have happened for us. But we say Key Turner is part of that foundation because you were one of the first interviews that we did, and we just wanted to show you some love and say thank you for being a part of that foundation.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's the honor, and I remember. Man, so much. This
a lot has changed. Yes. In good ways, a lot has happened, including the fact that I was on your socials a few months ago and you were saying, hey guys, packing up, I'm making a big move, but this isn't just like to the apartment down the street. You hopped on a jet plane and you traveled across time zones. You are now a global citizen. Please talk to us about this move across the pond and what sparked the change.
Yeah. So just a little history, and I do want to clarify. So I'm here. I'm actually here. So I came back here in June just to visit because I have very close friends here, right? And before COVID, we were trying to get together. Actually met them on social media. Long story short, 5 years later, we're like, we got to make this happen. Met mutually through music. So came here for my birthday and fell in love with the place. I was here for about 10 days. And then, so, I still work a 9 to 5. So my 9 to 5 was like, we have a work day that you can do. And I'm like, cool, I want to do that. And the amount of time, because you could only be here but for so long before, they kick you out, right? So I'm actually here for 2 months. 2.5 months, because that's kind of like the threshold, if you're working. So yes, I've relocated, but not relocated just yet. But since I've been here, I'm like, signs are there, right? So I went to an album release party I'm pretty sure you know of Illa J. He had an album release party here just a couple of nights ago, and I met somebody that was an expat from Rhode Island. And I'm just like, funny that I'm meeting you here because, I am probably expat here. No lie, because the vibe out here is so cool, so different. I mean, it's just, it's a whole nother world, obviously. Night and day from the state. And I dig it, man. I dig it. Like, really, really dope.
I believe it. I'm actually kind of jealous because if J-Ray knows this and the listeners know this, London, England has been, since I was a child, has been one of my destination, like all time destination dream list places to go since I was a kid. And
Wow.
I, now that you've experienced it and you said, you've fallen in love with it, what has surprised you most about being there, living there, and
Yeah.
what has been kind of difficult to get used to?
I would start with the difficult part first, because I could rattle those off right away. I would never drive out here. I will not drive. It's a wrap. Like if and when I completely relocate, I become an expat for real. No need to have a car, especially where I'm at is an area called Stratham. Stratham is where Naomi Campbell is from, right?
Nice.
And this is like South London. It's like, central to everything. Buckingham Palace is just across the way, everything that all the tourists want to see. There's no need to drive. And I wouldn't drive anyway because, baby, let me tell you about these roads here, okay? Now, we're in Georgia. Back home, the highways are like huge. Here, they're like this tiny, and your car is damn near scraping up against a double decker, or you damn near about to hit a motorcyclist. I would not drive here. That part gets me, and plus being on the opposite side of the road, nah, I couldn't learn how to adjust to that type of thing. Driving, on another side of the road all my life, I couldn't do it. I was just, everybody walks anyway. And that's the one thing that I like about it the most, is that everybody walks, everybody takes the transit. It's kind of like, it's just the New York of Europe, really, there's no need to drive. I wouldn't drive it anyway. It's ridiculous, like, man, out here, you got to be like GTA driving. Craziness. And they're like on every corner, you're seeing ambulance, accident, somebody got hit off the bike, or no. So that part is difficult for me. And when I'm in the car, I'm kind of like, oh my God, screaming, just tensing up because everything's so close. Everything is so compact. The other difficult thing is getting used to having like double tap. Okay. Like at home, we have the one faucet where hot and cold comes out together. So you can adjust, it could be warm, it could be cold, it could be super hot. Here you got one side that's hot and one side that's cold. So you're like trying to get the water, it's mixed together for the warmness. No. So that part is a little weird, but that tends to be in like older buildings, which there's a lot of old buildings out here. I mean, there's a church right up the road that's been there since like the 1500s, stuff like that. Like stuff is so a lot of history, you know what I mean? So just to like no AC. I got here in August. There's really no AC or no aircon like that. Most apartment buildings don't have like AC. So luckily where I'm at, we're on the 5th floor, and it's a lot of windows, so you can open it up and the breeze comes through. But when it gets hot, because it's concrete out here, and that part, the adjustment to that was crazy. I'm like, man, we can't just flip the switch. No, not like that. Because they're so used to it being cool, and with global warming and all, it's unseasonably hot. So that part is an adjustment. Going to the grocery store, trying to find like Parmesan cheese. Like I wanted to cook. What was I making one day? I was making like a seafood pasta, and certain stores have certain things. So I've fallen in love with this store called Marcus Sisters because they have all the stuff that I need, and even better. And the quality of the food to me is a lot better here as well. Like they don't put a bunch of junk in their food, because I'm a label reader, right? So I'm reading labels and I'm like, okay, there's not a lot of stuff you can't pronounce. You know what I mean? So
right.
That part is really cool. And there's so much, and there's like so much to do. I ventured out to the O2, been to, a couple of shows, and the vibe, everybody's just minding their business. Ain't nobody else, it's a different vibe, straight up. I love it.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you've got your footing, except for getting used to the driving and whatnot, which I could definitely
oh my God,
appreciate, because that would wreck my nerves as well. But it sounds like you're finding your tribe, and I know that music is what brought us together. and
Yes.
finding that tribe musically is, I'm sure, is on top of your list. So it's funny. So J-Ray and Q Points, we just wrapped up a Black UK music series,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where we were talking about a lot of historical bands that have come out of the UK that really
Mm-hmm.
impacted Black music. And so, what's your initial impression of the Black music scene there so far?
So yeah, so of course, my friends, they play a lot of jungle. So I'm beginning to
Mm-hmm.
learn, about the different artists. One in particular named Skepta. Skepta.
Yeah.
So like, there's all this, and I have no idea. So I'm brand new to it. I'm hearing like old songs that have been out for ages, but it's brand new to me because, of course, I'd never heard it. It's not like I instantly just kind of went on a search for UK hip hop artists. So when I'm hearing the music in the car, I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like they got bars over jungle, and I love the jungle sound. So I'm really starting to feel it. So like normally we'd be in the car and be like, oh yeah, okay, we turn it on woo, we turn it on, the normal. But then the jungle mix come on and it's a whole nother feeling. Cause I'm like, yo, cause from the beat, the production, it's just different. And then the accent and how they roll off the tongue and how they spit and put their lines together. It's been interesting to like, really vibe to it. But yeah, and then of course going to these different shows and seeing these popular, underground popular UK artists and just seeing how, they react to them and just realizing, I'm on another side of the world. I never heard of them, but this person has a whole big old fan base, going crazy. And I'm like, yeah, and they're dope. And that's the first time you hear them, or the first time you hear them is at an actual show. And it blows your mind. I'm like, man, yo, they are fire over here. You know what I mean? So I'm learning. And also with last night we went to a Jamaican restaurant to eat. And on the TV, they had some documentary going on. So it's funny you were talking about like Black UK artists that came out. On the TV, they were showing all of these legendary UK acts from R&B to hip hop, rock. They were showing all of them. And there was a group called Kim and, oh my God, I forget the name. I'm sorry. Kim and something.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the last name, but they were, if I'm not mistaken, those are the two, their sisters. And no, so I was thinking about somebody else, but I think I know who you're talking about. I was thinking about the ladies that sang background for George Michael, but they're not.
Okay.
Are they black and white, or is it two black women?
They were light skinned, two of them, and my friend called them out, and I forget, but I remember one of them was Kim and something. I have to look it up and get back. But as I'm watching them and this is stuff, they're killing it. Like, and oh yeah, they're legendary out here. That goes way back from the '80s. Simon Cowell, put them on and all this. I forget what that documentary was.
Mel and Kim.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I'm looking, I'm just like, and they're rocking out, and it was like this old Barnaroo festival, and they had all of these UK artists, these Black UK artists, and my friends calling them out, and I'm like, what? Like I didn't know. I knew, but I didn't know. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to like really check them out because I couldn't really hear because we're in the restaurant. But yeah, they got this whole documentary and just so interesting. It's like a whole nother world of music that we don't know of until we step outside of our norm, go somewhere else, and there's a legendary artist over there, So it's really cool to like find out and expand your horizons and just know, man, how music just is all over. It's different, So yeah, crazy.
And it's so funny you said that. Yes, traveling absolutely expands your perspective on everything. So how do you think this journey that you've taken is going to affect your music?
Man, I know it's going to affect me greatly. Like I came over here, and because of the time that I'm spending over here, I bought my equipment, and I knew I was like, okay, I'm going to open myself to anything that inspires me. And already I'm starting to feel like different lines coming. Now there's more stuff that I could talk about because I stepped out of my comfort zone. I could talk about that now. And there's going to be thousands more people that could probably relate to that because they've experienced the same thing, you know? So yeah, it's gonna affect my music greatly. It gave me a whole nother subject to speak upon, you know, like my experiences over here so far. I still got a month of some change to go, like, and I'm just now feeling
Right.
like I'm, you know, I still got a lot more time left. And man, yeah, I can't wait to, you know, put the pen to the pad and express myself about how it's been on this side of the world. Wow, yo, crazy. Like just um the energy of the people. Like
Mm.
when they hear you talk, like they're turn around, check them, get stateside. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
you know, that part. And it's like, yeah, you always kind of like, uh-huh. Because there's some that feel positive about us and there's some that feel negative. Now, I haven't had the negative. I've just seen a lot of negative because, of course, my algorithm, my Instagram been going crazy with the algorithm. So I'm getting all these British IDs. And on some of them, you got some folks that are like, America this, America that, you know, and Americans
Mm.
are this. If they come over here, they're loud. You can spot them because they're loud. I'm not like that. I'm not a loud person. I'm trying to be quiet because I remember being in Marks and Spencer's and, you know, I've turned to my friend and said something, and one lady just stopped and looked because some of them never encountered someone from the States. So they literally stopped and looked, and now he's like, because to us, yeah, to them, our accent is thick. To us, their accent is thick, but it's just the same, but flip flop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, really? Wow, I've never experienced anything like that. So it's all new to me.
I am, first of all, I'm so intrigued. Again, I am super jealous of your experience right now because I can only imagine what that's like the first time you open your mouth and every time everybody just turns around like,
Yeah,
and they're
you get
they're
that. Yeah,
clocking
they're
your
like,
accent.
yeah, yeah. Well, we were in the Jamaica restaurant, and the
Uh-huh.
lady said, "Okay, what would you like to order?" And at first, she was kind of like, "Okay," and then next thing, yeah, you're stateside. Where from the states? Where are you from? And I'm like, "Oh, I live
Mm-hmm.
currently in Atlanta, Georgia." You know, some of them were like, "That's the Black Mecca for y'all. That's the Mecca. We want to go there." You know, yeah.
Wow.
They speak highly
I
of Atlanta over here. Let me tell you, the first time I came in June, we went
mm-hmm.
to a movie, the O2, and my friend has daughters, you know, and the daughter's friend, they came and younger, you know, younger than us, you know, younger than me, probably about 20s. I'm in my 40s, they're like 20 something. And they're like, where are you
Mm-hmm.
from? Like, you know, I currently live in Atlanta. What? Oh my God, that's the Mecca. Like they Atlanta is everything for them. Everything. And it's so dope because it's like, it's crazy
Right. To
to
us it's just
I know
regular
what
to us it's just
thing.
regular degular.
Yeah,
To us it's
it's
just
like
regular degular, and but to them, and which
it's
is funny, it kind of leads into what I wanted to talk to you next about experiencing, I'm sure the way they felt about hip hop when it came to the UK, it came to the over across the pond, and they experienced the first few records of rap music that came across the pond, and this whole new culture that was bubbling. I can
mm-hmm.
only imagine what impact that had on them. So
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about now that you've experienced part of, we're like neck high in hip hop 50 anniversary celebrations
Yeah.
here in the States.
Yeah.
So and
Mm-hmm.
you were able to experience some of that here. What's it what's the buzz like over there for the 50th anniversary of hip hop?
So the buzz here is definitely thick like back home. So for example, I went to the O2 Forum in Kennestown for the 50th
Mm-hmm.
anniversary hip hop show. And that was
Okay.
really the only that was the big one, right? Of the season. That was
Mm-hmm.
the big one. It was put on by like legendary DJs from here, like DJ 279. And there, I mean, it was packed. When I say I haven't been to a packed show like that in a long time, even in the States, like it was packed out. You know, we made sure to get there early because, you know, it's across town. So we get there and you could kind of tell the people that were on their way to the show. I was looking at people like, I bet you they're on their way to the O people. I bet you. And then next thing you know, same people was pointing out, because it was just the energy and the vibe about them, you know? Like, you knew they were going to that show. All these people on the train probably going to the show. Next thing you know, if you stand in the line, here comes some of the same people you've seen on that train, getting in that line, coming from all parts of London. And people were so excited, like super duper hype in the line, talking about it. Oh my God. Onyx was supposed to be there, but their plane got held up. They had to put signs all along the wall, letting people know Onyx ain't gonna be here. When people were coming around that corner and seeing them signs, they were like, oh my God, you know, like what? Like, they were so hyped for it. The appreciation for that show was like none other. And the energy is different. And I don't want to say we don't have an equal appreciation for the culture like they do, but it's just a fresher appreciation, I guess. Like they're honored to have the U.S. artists, the legends, come and rock. You know, I guess because we get it all the time. We have a legendary artist coming through all the time, so it's nothing for us,
right?
You know, but it's not as often here, because I don't think Kane. I think I seen on Kane's site, because Kane was there. You know, that was the big thing. It was his first time back in a while. I think it took, you know, especially because of COVID, it took him years to get back around to the UK. So for a lot of artists that were on that roster, it was their first time back in a very long time. So that made it even more special. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people were hyped because they ain't had a Kane come through in years, you know, pre-COVID. So now that everything's leveled back out, they coming back, and hey, they coming by the drove, and they just appreciate it so much. You can tell, it's like, wow. Yeah.
Wow, I can only imagine. Again, I'm super green right now with envy, because I could just imagine that energy just from your description of how people felt. And we're gonna come back to that show, of course, because you brought up Big Daddy Kane. We're gonna come back and talk about it in a second. But real quick, with regards to that respect, like you said, how we're a little jaded here, because, you know, a legendary hip hop artist might live down the street from us right these days.
Yeah, exactly.
You can throw a phone and hit somebody that's an artist. We know them. So with that said, and with a lot of people, with it being the 50th anniversary, and a lot of people are being honored. I know the last time you were on the show, you were talking about your top women MCs. Do you think the ladies are getting their just due respect in correlation to the celebration as a whole? Are the women getting their just due?
From what I see, right, because of what I follow on social media and the shows that I've seen, I feel like they are. I'll point out one artist in particular that I used to love. Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is always killing it. She's out there representing hard. I love that, you know, Rock the Bells has incorporated all the, you know, the legendary women. I follow Nikki D, because Nikki D was a huge inspiration for me, along with others. And I love the fact that they gave her flowers. There was a show, I can't remember what the show was, but I was glad that they finally put her on a roster, a big stage to represent, because she was huge back. I was in 6th grade. I'm telling my age now, but I was in 6th grade, and I remember Daddy's Little Girl being one of the biggest songs. And even though I was young, I was like, I understood it. Like that. That was big for me. I love that record, and you know, letting off steam, all that stuff. And I felt like Nikki D should always. She's one of the artists that should always be in the forefront, because not only was she hella dope, but she was the first woman signed to Def Jam. Like, they need to talk about that more. She needs to be in the front way more. So when I started seeing her, you know, part of these big shows, I'm like, okay, good, because she deserves that, man. Nikki D was she is huge, massive. but yeah, I feel like they're representing even with the the new trend, the new sound. Even though I'm not really all of, I guess I'm not all about it. I just feel like we need a balance back, when it comes to that. But it's good that they incorporate some of the newer artists, that talk about what they talk about, and with the old, showing it from A to Z. It's cool, But yeah, I feel like they're doing their just due for the women, as far as what I can see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And you're right. There's always going to be that conversation of why is such and such left out of the conversation, or why isn't, why wasn't so and so a part of this show? People are talking about, some people feel like states are being left out of the conversation, or people feel like Florida was left out of the conversation, and and I can I can get with that. But it's partly, I think, and you may agree with this, I think it's partly what we're seeing is a celebration of rap music. The culture as a whole isn't being completely celebrated. We're definitely celebrating rap music because rap music has become a viable income generator. It's it makes a lot of people a lot of money. So I get it. Of course, the rap artists are going to make a lot of noise. I'm very thankful that LL Cool J has taken his platform and created Rock the Bells and created a place where you can tune in to Sirius XM. You can hear Roxanne Shante on the air. You can hear Sha Rock with her own show, which is amazing. So yeah, I agree with you. We're not always going to get it right. I know we're not always going to get it right. And it took this long for us to get there. And there are certain things people are always going to feel slighted. And just like you said, right there in the UK, a lot of people who are diehard hip hop fans sometimes feel a certain way about American hip hop artists.
This is They Reminisce Over You. I'm Miguel.
And I'm Christina.
They Reminisce Over You is a podcast that celebrates and honors the best in music, movies, and TV from the past.
We get into the careers and legacies of some of the biggest names in hip-hop, R&B, and pop culture. From discussing the groundbreaking music of Missy Elliott and Mary J. Blige,
to exploring iconic moments in TV and film like the chaos at the 95 Source Awards. They Reminisce Over You has something for everyone.
So join us as we reminisce over the artists, movies, and TV shows that have shaped our lives and continue to influence popular culture today.
Let's get into the mess. So you were right then and there. When I saw your clip, I was like, oh wow, she was actually there, because it made me think. Key, it's like when I was in I think I was in 11th grade. There was no social media, of course.
Right.
I'm a dinosaur. There was no social media. The only thing we had was the Source magazine, and to tell us PM Dawn gets kicked off the stage by KRS-One. And that was major news. That was like a huge thing for us to read in the magazine, and just to imagine. But here we are, fast forward to 2023, and you actually see some real life beef go down. From your perspective, what happened from your point of view? What did you in the audience get from it? And then tell me kind of what your counterparts were saying, the people that are from there and know who Comanche Sly is.
Yes. So we're on the balcony, as you saw from the clip. And so KRS comes out, he starts killing it just off the rip. So, okay, all right. And then all of a sudden,
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah. Big Daddy Kane starts killing it just off the rip. And we see this guy, white t-shirt on with the mask, just kind of walk on stage and just stand in the front there. Now, at first we're thinking, oh, that's just a part of the show. Big Daddy Kane is known for, acting like he dropped the mic and then pick it up during the break and then just shock everybody and start killing it again. So I'm like, I'm telling my people like, wait, this is part of the show. You know what I'm saying? So he's rhyming and dude's standing there and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're about to start breakdancing or something. I don't know. So then Kane turned to the DJ and was like, stop it. Turned to the dude and was like, yo, you're doing the most. And we're like, okay. So I'm still thinking in my mind, this is part of the show. I'm thinking it's about to take a turn. It's about to surprise everybody and make the crowd go off, whatever. Then no music came back on after about a minute. He said, tell him now you're doing the most. Then he gets up in his face and I said, I don't think this is part of the show.
This ain't part of the show.
It's not part of the show. I'm really thinking, since like I said, people who've seen Kane a few times know he has some antics, some little things that he does. Nah, one part of the show, bro. So, they're standing there. So everybody's, the crowd just kind of goes like silent a little, and you hear like, what's going on? What's happening? And so they're standing there and they're exchanging words back and forth. I really, really couldn't hear because you're talking in the mic, but you're not talking in the mic. But you could hear what the mic is picking up a little bit, and you could hear Kane going, "That's not my problem. That's not my problem." And the dude is up there throwing up his hands like, so I'm like, what is going on? And then so it was like it went on like that for about a good 5-10 minutes maybe. They're just sitting there exchanging words. And you can kind of hear him say, take that up with the promoter. Take that up with the promoter. And then it hit me. I'm like, yo, this dude just messed up his show. Like he just bumped. Who is this guy? Who is he? So after about 10 minutes, the guy finally goes backstage and you can still hear like some commotion. It wasn't like a bad commotion, but just the talk. You know what I'm saying? And then shortly after that, Kane was like, yo, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I came here for him. And when he turned around and said, I came here for them, he put his hand up and did like that. And the DJ brought the music back in. And the crowd was So fast forward. So the DJ, one of the DJs that pretty much put the show together, his name is DJ 279. He happens to know, and this is one of the reasons why I went as well, because DJ 279 is good friends with Jay Swift, which Jay Swift did my song Yolanda's and a couple other things. So when he knew that I was coming here, he said, hey, I'm going to link you up with 279. So when you get there, y'all link up, whatever. So I found out that 279 was DJing the 50th anniversary. I said, bro, I'm coming, I wasn't trying to like do no backstage stuff. I just said, no, this is the last minute. We gonna get tickets. We coming. So if I meet you that night, I do. If not, we'll save it for another day. So fast forward, after the show, I met 279. He stays literally. This is the crazy part. He stays literally 10 minutes up the road from where I am. He was at Stratum as well. So,
oh wow, okay.
He stopped by. This is what, a couple weeks ago he came by. This is like what, weeks after the show's already done. But the talk about what happened is still going on. So of course, when we linked up, he told me what really happened. So I got like the inside scoop, and he said, "Look, the guy was late. He was late. He didn't like the fact that we told him, hey, you're late. We tried to call you at such amount of time. You weren't here. So Kane is Kane. Kane got things to do. We gonna put him on at the slot that he was told he was going on. If you're late, sorry." Well, by the time Kane got done, it was 1:30 in the morning. They still had 30 minutes left. He said, dude, you can go on after Kane. Fine. But he didn't want to do that. So what did he do? Bro rush Kane said. So that's the real deal. I got it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? So that's what really happened. So he was like, I don't care what nobody's saying online about whatever. Dude was late. Okay, you were not professional. You weren't there on time. It is what it is. That's what happened. You got bumped. You could have still went on, but you didn't. You wanted to do that instead, which is crazy. Because now people looking at you like, all right, you just bump what the legend said. You don't do that.
And that's wild, because if he closed the show, you could say you closed the show, which if in all honesty, if you're a performer and you really feel like you're that magnitude of performer, closing the show is what you
Right.
want to do. So, but it
Yeah.
sounds like he got in his feelings, and
Yep.
we absolutely we read the same thing. We saw the same thing about him not being there for sound check and him not
Yeah.
and him showing up on time. So then it brought up this other question about the saltiness, about that he was salty about how UK homegrown artists don't receive the same treatment as a United States artist. So I was just wondering if you, from what you've picked up or heard, like it sounds like the UK has a lot of love for us, for their brothers and sisters in the United States.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is there any truth to the feeling that some of them might feel slighted or feel because people favor the United States artists over the UK artists?
Well, I mean, now mind you, there was another UK artist performing there that is supposedly legendary as well.
Mm-hmm.
He rocked it. He went, I mean, and obviously people were there for this guy. I forget his name. I would have to look back at the flyer, but he had an excellent show. He was a UK artist and the crowd was going off. You know what I'm saying? I personally haven't heard that from anybody that I know. As far as the people that I'm connected with, they have nothing but love for the American artist because they know that in America is where the culture pretty much started. So they have that respect and that honor. But I haven't experienced that. But the show that I went to didn't look like they were slighting any other UK artists. It just seemed like he was dealing with a real professional promoter that was still trying to give him a chance to rock, even after he showed up late and all of that. But after you disrespected the plan, now, no, you're not going to go on after Kane now because you didn't have to do that. We gave you an opportunity to still rock, but you messed that up by doing what you did. So I don't know. I've never heard of anything like that as far as like UK artists feeling slighted by American artists, because at the show that I went to, there was another UK artist there that absolutely rocked it. I mean, killed it in the crowd. I mean, everything. And the way that they had it was it was on point. Like they were coming out at this time, they came out at this time. And it seemed very organized. Very organized. And everybody, I mean, people's sets were lengthy. Okay? Because I'm like, dang, like, don't we got other artists to go? Like, they gave them plenty time to kill it. Plenty. So I don't know. I'll be here a little bit longer, maybe might, but as far as my experience, I have not heard of artists saying, "Oh, Americans get better treatment than we do," blah blah blah. He was saying in his video, so I was people were like tagging me in certain videos that he had made because they knew that I was there. I was like, "Oh, dude is saying that, oh, this always happens with UK artists and American artists." So maybe that might be a thing when it comes to dealing with certain promoters. Maybe it is.
Promoters are always the ones that they can either make or break it, or a lot of people sometimes different people have different experiences with promoters. Some could be good and some can be bad. And you're right. I saw the same videos of the rapper. Apparently he's been around since '89. So he's put a lot of time into. Yeah, he's an OG, and I get it. But like you said, he had the opportunity. So it's kind of what I think is a really missed opportunity.
Yeah,
for him to be introduced to us here in the States, and also a whole new generation, because Kane is still respected here. Kane is loved, and the fact. Listen, people were ready to go to war when they were like, somebody tried to attack Kane. What?
Yeah.
So I just thought that was super interesting. And I'm really jealous that you got to witness that, because I've never gotten to see any hip hop history.
I was
like that.
floored. I was floored. Even my people that's with me, they was like, yo, how do you walk on the icon stage like this? They didn't get a lot of people from here were shocked. Like, bruh, even some of the people that knew of Hijack and knew, oh, he OG, he from the East, he's been around. They were shocked, like, what?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, his pride got the best of him that night because, yeah, now, instead of people learning about you on some dope music stuff, now they know about you from your antics jumping on the stage.
Shenanigans.
Like, that is not the way that you want to be known. I mean, what do they say? All publicity is good publicity. Okay. But then it's the energy with it. It's like that energy ain't good now. It's, okay, we know of you, but the energy's bad when you think about it. So that part sucks for him. I feel bad for him. It's like, bruh, could have saved that around, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
So one person we know that has great energy is Key Turner. And I know that our listeners and your fans as well are looking forward to the future. So what types of projects are you working on that we can all look forward to?
So right now and for the past maybe year, I've been doing a lot of licensing writing. And, I've been getting a lot of, I've been writing songs specifically for license placement. So for those that are not familiar, that's basically the music that is in TV shows, reality shows, just TV or movies. So I've been doing a lot of that. I've been posting a little bit of clips on my social media about some of the placements that I've got. Well, the ones that I can actually find clips of, because a lot of the placements, you just can't find them. You gotta it's like a needle in a haystack sometimes. But in the middle of that, I have been writing some new music for my project. I've been trying to execute a new album for the past couple of years. But I haven't gotten to the point where I feel confident enough to pick out the best song and put it together. So I'm just building my library. And a lot of people are like, when I tell them that, they're like, why don't you just drop something? With me, I just can't drop anything. There has to be a certain energy behind it for me to drop it. And if it ain't got it, then I'm not gonna put it out. So I'd rather wait until I know it's right and then take something out there. But I am writing, I am recording, I've been doing a lot of licensing work, and I've been very blessed in that area to get the placements that I've got. But I've also been doing some collabs, got some stuff. I got a couple of songs out there. I got I did a hook for Superstition. I don't know if y'all know of him. He's got an album out with Craze, dope producer called Art of Disrespect. Y'all need to pick that up. He got projects. It is for the hardcore hip hop heads, man. Y'all got to get that. Called Art of Disrespect. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that real quick because it's a beautiful body of work. And also have a couple of tracks with Jamil Honesty. Y'all need to check him out. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Just doing a lot of writing and working on my solo stuff. Okay? Soon come though. Soon come.
Key Turner is staying busy. Please let the people know how they can keep up with you and your platforms.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on Instagram at I am Key Turner. That's IMKETURNER. You can follow me on Facebook even at Markeisha Turner, because Markeisha is the government. I don't mind putting it out there. That's how I got Key Turner. MARKESHA Turner. Don't do Twitter, y'all. Don't do Twitter. I haven't done Twitter in ages. I can only do so much. I can't. Social media it's so much. Threads, I heard Threads out there. I ain't got no Threads yet. Can't do it. Instagram's where you can find me.
Same.
No Twitter. Facebook, I'm there. So I'm very active on Facebook, Instagram. Follow me there. Also, you can check out my previous project on my Bandcamp, and that's keyturnermusic.bandcamp.com. So if you want to support in any way, just go ahead and cop my previous project there. Yeah. Other than that, you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, all that good stuff.
Wonderful. Family, let's give some love to Key Turner. Key, please enjoy the rest of your time in the UK. Please be safe.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll look for you when you get back home. Let us know when you're back so that we can catch up some more. But family, this has been Key Turner. I am DJ Sir Daniel, and this is Q Points, the podcast dropping the needle on Black music history. We'll see you on the next go round.
Hey,
Peace.
all right, y'all. Peace.